Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Welcome to the HR Cafe. For all who are viewing right now, please leave your name, your where you are in the Philippines or elsewhere, so we can give you a shout out to the show. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. Burns Kaasi, who will be talking about spirituality and mindfulness in the workplace. So very exciting to hear that aspect because it's not something that most people would like to discuss. Welcome to the HR Cafe, Usapang Trabaho, Buhay at Iba pa, an online talk show program that is aired every Sunday from 3 o'clock onwards so that you can get your weekly free HR learnings. Together is our program host. There is Coach Darwin Rivers, multi-awarded HR executive with over 20 years of progressive leadership and management experience working with the top Fortune 500 multinational companies. He is the founder and CEO of the Philippine HR Group, which is the largest online platform for HR practitioners here in the Philippines. He is a certified life coach, public speaker, and motivational speaker, and HR consultant. We have with me mentor Alan Cañete, who will be our co-host for this weekend. He is an HR, L&D, and OT practitioner with over 20 years of corporate and freelance consulting experience. He is the president and managing director of Creative Moves Business Outsourcing and is the board director of the Philippine HR Group Inc. Coach Alan, please greet everybody else.
Good afternoon, good
Mm.
morning, and good evening, wherever you are in this beautiful planet. Maraming salamat po at nakarating kayo rito sa aming virtual talk show, the HR Cafe. And today we have a very interesting topic, and this will be shared to us by a very, very talented and intelligent young man. So, mamaya na namin papakilala ng gusto yung kanyang profile. And thank you, Ma'am Tina. Incidentally, mukhang tandem muna tayo today because our two co-mentors have commitments. Ganun talaga. Kailangan nating tugunan yung ating mga commitments na iba. So,
Mm.
dyan lang po kayo and stay with us until 5 p.m.
Mm.
Back to you, Ma'am
Okay.
Tina.
We also have mentor Rona Del Florentino, who has over 20 years of HR practitioner working in different local and international companies. She is the president and CEO of Uprush Social Geekers, a public speaker and HR consultant, and the LinkedIn Top 100 Filipinos to follow. I am your mentor, Tina Koang, an operations and HR leader with broad local and overseas experience. I'm currently a general manager of a retail company and is an online creator and blogger of tinainmanila.com. I'd like to greet those who are our early birds. Abigail Luneza Ramos is first to say hi and she's watching from Bicol. Daday Selaje Dino is watching naman from Paranaque. We have Ernie Aguila Manuel watching from Cagayan. So as you can see, the viewers of the HR Cafe is all over. And we have somebody greeting us. Mary Caballero greets everyone. Good afternoon. Great topic. June Roy says hi. June Roy, looking forward to seeing you at the next HR Cafe. Enter the HR Cafe. The HR Cafe provides timely news and updates, imparts knowledge and experience that are value adding and beneficial to our audience, which are local HR practitioners. We discuss problems, issues, and challenges and provide answers and resolutions and HR topics. We provide free training via our expert guests and discuss new technology, tools, and processes as well as industry best practices so that everyone can benefit. We bridge understanding between employers and employees. And lastly, we provide inspiration and motivation to get you through the busy week. And for our wow quote of the week, we have a quote from Jack Cornfield. When we get too caught up in the busyness of the world, we lose connection with each other and ourselves. Sa'yo, Coach Alan, what do you think of the wow quote of the week? Muted. Muted po.
I like the wow quote for today. You know why? Nakaka-relate po ako. Dahil ako mismo ay guilty rito. Anyway, in today's fast-paced world, people often find themselves rushing from one task to another. Kaya They're constantly busy with work, social obligations, and personal responsibilities. This constant busyness, Ma'am Tina, alam nyo, can lead to, number one, loss of connection with oneself and others. Tapos, you have the tendency to neglect your relationship with friends, family, and colleagues. Tapos may also lose touch of our own emotions and needs, failing to check in with ourselves regularly and become disconnected from the world. No? So because of that, we may not have enough time to reflect on our thoughts and feelings or to connect with others in a meaningful way. Kaya nagiging ano yung buhay, nagiging rat race, nagiging, alam nyo na, nawawala yung meaning ng buhay mo. But dahil puro na lang trabaho, this loss of connection, alam nyo, this is very, very serious, dangerous because it has serious consequences such as loneliness, stress, burnout, and mental health problems. Hindi nga lang, pati physical health problems. Eventually, may mga magkakaroon ka ng mga psychosomatic illnesses. Mahirap yun. Therefore, itong quote na ito, para sa akin, it's about the importance of finding balance in our lives. In taking time to slow down, connect with your friends, your relatives, your family, and connect with ourselves. Doing so help us improve our relationships, relationship with others, relationship with yourself. Magkakaroon ka ng mental well-being and overall quality of life. Tsaka, when you take time to slow down, you can have time to reflect on life and meditate, no? And this can involve activities such as nga nabanggit ko, meditation, spirituality, spending time with in nature, or simply taking a break from technology and other distractions. Kaya para sa akin itong quote na to, it reminds us about the importance of balancing our life. Kasi kapag hindi na balance ang buhay, ayan na, nagsisimula na yung mga nabanggit kong problema. And relationship-wise, na sisira yan, no? Both in relationship with our loved ones, friends, and oneself. So, by striking a balance, no, can cultivate a sense of well-being and fulfillment in our lives. Yun po yung aking pananaw sa bagay na ito. You, Ma'am Tina.
For me, the world has taught us to place importance on success. You judge people as successful if they're rich, powerful, influential, if they're very busy. But at the end of the day, after the work is done, we must never forget that the most important thing are the relationships that we've had, the relationship we have with our own self. Diba? So even if you've overworked yourself, you're very successful, but you're sick. So
Yeah.
wala rin all the stuff that you've worked upon. The relationship you have with your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and especially like your children, right? No matter how rich you are, if hindi mo naman sila inaalagaan, lumaki sila resenting you, what's the point of being so successful if your children don't even want to visit you when you're sick? Your relationship with your neighbors and your fellow men, right? There's a lot of people who are
Correct.
very rich, but they're not connected to the communities. Back during COVID-19, most of these rich people, we did not actually help out, did not reach out to other people. They have so much love and money to give, but and yet they were so closed on their garden subdivisions, hindi sila lumalabas, nagnanakaw pa nga ng mga itlog sa community pantry. Your relationship with your colleagues, right? The respect that you have for others. I know that at work, it's very important for people to perform. But what's also important is wala kang kasalanan sa kapwa mong tao, right? So it is possible for you to manage and discipline your people without being a complete, a-hole, right? So your relationship naman with your countrymen, like how you interact with them, lalo nga sa social media. A lot of people sobrang excited mag-react sa social media, nag-aaway. Pero I mean, like, is that really what's most important? The wow quote of the week reminds us that we're so busy being busy that we lose the connection with one another and ourselves. And at the end of the day, when we pass away, people will never remember how much money you've made, how much influence you've had, how much powerful you are. Where you came out, that's also the same way that you will get out. So might as well let us make a life that is worth living for. So that for me. So for anyone with some thoughts with the wow quote of the week, please leave your thoughts on the chat box so that we can give you a shout out at the show. With that, I'd also like to greet June Aspacio, who is watching with us. Catherine Andes says hello. Marian Serrano Villanueva is watching from Pasig. Pai Conde is watching from home. So thank you so much for watching. And please leave the comment on the comment box so we can actually give you a shout out. And
Ma'am
with that,
Tina, I
mm,
remember, bago po tayo dyan, yung may isang exercise sa mga team building, sa mga meaningful workshops na kinukonduct ang mga maraming trainers, no? Isang exercise is, ano raw yung ano mo, parang imagine yourself that medyo morbid, that nasa nasa ano ka raw, nasa casket, and people are giving their mga last, they pay respect to you, tapos
mm, mm,
tapos ano daw ang gusto mong marinig or mga
mm,
speech nila about you when you die, ba?
mm,
Kung sabi mo nga kung if you had spent a well uh, well balanced life, or a life that was spent ng maganda, no,
mm,
na nakapag-establish ka ng relationship with your family and your friends and colleagues,
mm.
alam mo maganda nga sabihin. Pero kung walang connection, sabi nga, puro success, yaman, etc., pero wala akong naging magandang connection with them, malamang wala rin sasabihin maganda, or wala lang, para iyak-iyak, pero hindi ganun ka sincere, something like that. What do you
Okay.
think?
Yeah, you're right naman. So that's the most important reminder to all that your work is not just what is in front of you, but what is
That's
beyond
right.
you. So we have to be very careful. And with that, we will move on to the next. We have the HR question of the week. Mentor Alan, should a person receive his or her salary while under preventive suspension?
Yun, ang magandang tanong yan. No? Kasi, alam nyo, um, there are some cases that talagang deserving na bigyan ng preventive suspension. Well, let's define muna. Preventive suspension is a disciplinary measure for the protection of the company's property pending investigation of any alleged misfeasance committed by the employee. The employer may place the worker concerned under preventive suspension if his continued employment poses a threat, poses a serious and imminent threat to the life or property of the employer or of his co-workers. So siyempre may mga ano yan, ano, mga supporting um, provision sa ating labor code. And therefore, employers should be very careful with this dahil there are some um, serious violations of this kapag inabuso. For example, nag-extend ka ng preventive suspension without informing the employee in question that you're going to extend it, meron pong mga ruling ang labor law that what you're doing is, or it can be illegal. Maaring pumasok na yan sa tinatawag nilang, what do you call that, yung constructive dismissal, no? Which is um, basically a violation of our code, our labor code, na ang magiging liable na ron yung employer. If there is no indication that the employee poses a serious threat to the life and property of the employer or his co-employees, preventive suspension is not proper. Neither was it shown that he was in such a position to unduly influence the outcome of the investigation. So the question is the question of whether the employee is entitled to pay. Well, according to law, kapag during the preventive suspension itself, di ba 30 days yan? not more than 30 days,
Mm.
nakalagay.
Mm.
So during that, the salary is not yet given, parang legal siya na hindi mo na ibigay. But pag na-prove na hindi siya guilty of the of the violation that he is being accused with, kailangan may bigay sa pabalik sa kanyang sweldo. May back wages kung tawagin, no? Pero doon yata nagkakaroon tayo ng maraming problema because there are some employers have no intention of pag galit na galit talaga sa employee, no? They have the intention of lifting the preventive suspension at na-extend to hanggang sa mapilitan na lang yung employee in question na mag-resign dahil napaka-unfavorable na ng situation or circumstances sa kanya. Isipin mo kung umabot yan ng 9 months na preventive suspension, sobra-sobra na yun. And there are some cases like that. Now, kapag na-prove po sa korte na hindi naman pala violation ito at hindi siya guilty for whatever tawag dito, violation of any policy, eh, mapipilitan ang management niya na mag-back wages. What do you think, Ma'am Tina?
Let's be clear, suspended employees is not entitled to any pay because there is no work that is done during the preventive
Mm-hmm.
suspension.
Correct.
So the person is not eligible to be paid while
Correct.
under the preventive suspension, which will last up until 30 days. Beyond
Yes, that's
30
right.
days, the staff must be paid na. It is not possible for you to go beyond 30 days of preventive
That's right.
suspension and not pay the person, even if you suspend that person. So lahat
Mm-hmm.
when there is a threat to life, threat to property, threat to the company operations, make sure that you finish all your investigation within 30 days. And
Yes.
actually follow the due process within those 30 days na. So that walang masabi kasi beyond the 30 days, innocent or not, you have to pay that person. However, make sure
Yes.
that the preventive suspension should be done with cause. Kasi if it's
With
proven, for
cause.
example, na meron palang rumors na nagnakaw to, and then it was proven na hindi pala siya nagnakaw, the company is responsible in paying for all the days of preventive suspension if the employee is deemed as innocent after investigation.
Yes. Meron ako
Otherwise,
isa site na ano, ma'am, na case, isang school.
mm,
Preventive suspension ang inabot isang employee. Tapos, nung nag-investigation, ang kanya palang case ay hindi naman imminent threat or danger to property or co-employees dahil ang kanyang nature ng offense ay um, nasa kategorya ng tardiness, not wearing school uniform, mga ganong kababaw lang na offense na hindi naman affected talaga ang property or danger to individual lives and property of the school or company or the institution. So, in that case, paano po mangyayari no sa employees? Tingin nyo, ma'am? Kasi,
nahihirapan ako kasi parang naguguluhan yung HR on
mm,
terminology. There is a
mm,
huge difference between a suspension that is as an act of disciplinary action. Meaning to say,
mm,
in your workbook, if you're, kunyari, nagtardy ka ng, if you have gross and habitual tardiness,
mm,
and then malapit ka nang ma-terminate for that, sometimes companies would put in the action of suspension as a way of warning the
suspension.
person na, uy, last time mo na to, kung the next time na gawin mo dito, tatanggalin ka na namin. So
Mm.
it's a very big warning. There
But
is
it's
also
not
a difference.
preventive.
It's not preventive suspension, but let's
Oo,
call it
yun.
suspension, di ba? But
Simpleng
I mean, a lot
suspension
of
lang
people
siya.
nagkakagulo eh. Preventive is may iniiwasan kaya
Mm,
sinuspenda mo. Suspension is, it is, pinuparusahan mo yung tao for some offense that they've done following your
yes.
company policies and due
we need
process.
we need to clarify that among HR practitioners kasi diretso agad sila sa preventive suspension. No po, pag meron lang imminent danger. Isa pa, kung kaya niyang impluwensyahan yung resulta ng investigation, dapat siyang i-preventive suspension.
Yung,
Kung ang
mm,
position naman nung tao ay hindi naman ganun ka-influential like manager or supervisor na hindi naman siya kailangang hindi naman necessarily na ma-influensyan yung result ng investigation. So, bakit gagawin natin yung category na preventive suspension, di ba? So, something like that. And that should
Chances
be
are
clear.
preventive suspension happens when somebody threatens to commit a violent act against somebody in the company. Yung papatayin kita,
Yes.
yung mga preventive suspension yan.
Yan.
Pag merong allegation ng pagnanakaw, then ang ano
Yes.
is incident report with preventive suspension already and a notice
Yes.
to explain. So that can all be done in the same day. It doesn't have to be preventive suspension is done with due process, but the due process
Mm.
does not have to wait for a few days. Even on the day na nahuli mo siya, for example, na nagnanakaw, you can already give them an NTE with a note of preventive suspension so that you can properly investigate. A lot of
Okay,
HRs kasi
correct.
ang haba ng proseso eh. Magre-report pa tayo sa head office, so mag-rest day ka muna. It's not very
Mm.
clear. For me, if it's very urgent, please do the NTE na on that same day. Issue it to the person para tapos na. And then the rest. But I think the question is whether you can actually hold their pay. Kunyari,
Yun.
nasa mura na sila bukas.
Yun.
Tapos, nahuli mo siyang nagnakaw. Pwede mo ba siyang i-hold ng pay? And this is very
Mhm.
interesting kasi there is no actual law per se that mentions that kung pwede or hindi. What I can do, what I can say is, Sir June Mendoza, who is a very wise, very wise guru on the HR Cafe, ang sabi niya, in his case, hindi talaga pwede. He doesn't hold the pay. So, kunyari,
Mm.
natuklasan niya na nagnakaw pala yung tao, he will terminate following due process. Tapos, hahabulin na lang niya yung ninakaw or anong utang afterwards. He
Mm.
will oblige the person to pay. Okay? Sa akin naman, I have a different opinion. Kasi there's no exact jurisprudence that says bawal
Mm.
or hindi na pwede. Kasi the law always says lang preventive suspension is you don't pay while the person's under preventive suspension. It doesn't say naman na bawal i-hold. So for me kasi, lalong-lalo na pag alam mo nang matatanggal, that's part of their final pay. Yung sahod na yun, i-hold yun for process of final pay. If ever naging, what do you call it, naging guilty. Pero kung
Mm.
innocent, babayaran mo yung pagbalik ng tao. Plus
Yun.
yung days na
Yung back wages niya.
So, it's a very, what do you call it? It's a very interesting question kasi
Mm.
hindi siya yung right and wrong. Wala
But the
siyang,
practice now, talagang hindi hinohold nila, no? Upon
it's like
declaration that you
resignation.
are under preventive suspension,
It's like
naka-hold pati sweldo
resignation.
agad.
It's like
Yung mga
resignation. When
ganon.
a person resigns with you, hold na po ang isang cut-off for final pay.
No, Ma'am Tina, during the suspension, 30-day
Yeah.
suspension, hinohold na agad
Hindi yung
during the
hinuhold agad. Yung pay na dapat ibayad sa kanya. Usually, one cut-off lang yun eh. Yun yung hinuhold.
Mm. What I'm saying
Hindi
is
yung
may
buong,
mga ganun. And that's a wrong practice.
there's no rule
Illegal.
din that says na it's wrong.
Yun ang vague doon, ano? Kaya
Yun yung vague.
it
Which is
can put
interesting, di ba?
it can put employers into a big trouble pag humabol yung tao. Yan ang dapat yata magkaroon ng malinaw na ruling diyan. I don't know
But
what our audience would say about this matter kasi baka meron sila experience dito. So
sa akin
please.
lang kasi is, for those who have comments, please leave it on the comment box if you have any input. Pero for me
Mm,
lang is, I do not place anybody on preventive suspension unless I really have good grounds that this person is
yun.
most likely to be guilty and to
I
be
agree.
terminated.
I agree.
Diba? Kasi
Dapat.
if yung tao nagnakaw, it's not just that you're not doing a preventive suspension lang or due process for termination. You should also do
Mm,
your part in reporting this person to the barangay, to the police.
mm.
Diretsuhin mo na.
Yun
Kasi
nga
if
eh.
you don't follow that part, pag nagdole sa'yo, you will be placed in a defensive mood, in a mode.
Yun.
Dapat i-follow mo na. So may nagsabi
Yun.
dito, sabi ni June Espasio, that's a gross error of HR, Sir Alan, that the
Yun.
he
I
must be
agree.
reinstated right away and be paid. He could not be
Yes.
tried anymore since the principle of double jeopardy may apply. So our
Correct. I
advice to
agree
our
with you.
HRs
Sir
is
Jun, tama ka dyan.
make sure if you undergo disciplinary action, make sure tuloy-tuloyin mo na siya.
Mm.
Kasi ibabalik mo rin kasi nagkamali kayo,
Oo.
mas nakakahiya
Basta
yun.
sigurado ka lang na talagang may imminent danger or threat to lives and properties.
Hmm,
Dahil kung wala at ang babawalan pala ng yung case, eh, lagot ka o yung
hmm.
magkakaproblema kayo diyan.
Mm.
Correct.
And we'd like to greet Darwin Rivers, who is watching from Dumaguete. Hello, Mentor Tina, Koang, and Alan
Hello, Sir
Cañete.
Darwin.
Feel free to share and tag your friends. Mary Caballero says, sana ma-meet ko ng personal ang ating kahangahangang mga mentors. Great job inspiring. Christopher Marlo Manlangit is watching. Burns is saying hi. And Ernesto Espinosa is also watching. And with further ado, announcements tayo. Very quickly. Yesterday, February 24, was considered a special non-working day. A lot of people are asking, February 25 ba holiday? Hindi nga, February 24. Okay, one day before the prescribed EDSA Revolution Day. So, for those who did not work, it's no work, no pay. For those who work, that's 30% premium. Okay? If people work on February 25 is not a holiday anymore. February 24 na po tayo. Let's just follow the labor advisory para hindi po magulo. Okay? SSS would also like to remind everyone that there is a death benefit that is available for its members. Please note that for those who have the death benefit, dapat the primary beneficiaries are entitled to monthly pension if the deceased member has paid at least 36 monthly contributions before his semester of death. A lot of people kasi nagtatanong parang PhilHealth, pwede ba lump sum na lang? Pagpatay na, saka lang magbabayad. Hindi po pwede. Dapat po, bago po mamatay yung membro, dapat meron na kayong at least 36 contributions before the semester of death. And make sure din po that the beneficiaries are clear. Kasi uso sa atin, lalo na sa mga mas matatanda, yung maraming anak at maraming asawa. Ang beneficiary lang yung mga legal. Okay? So let's be very, very conscious about that. Okay? Next
Yeah.
po, Coach Alan.
Bago yan, gusto ko lang sanang balikan itong holiday, no? Itong 24. Medyo naging issue ngayon to sa PHRG wall, no? Kasi nawindang yata sila nung Friday nang biglang nagbago ang pronouncement na 24 na ang holiday. So I think na-experience mo rin siguro yan. Pero ang pinag-usapan doon, how to prevent that from happening again. Gaganda ng mga sinabi nila, dapat kasi wag na kayong mag-manual payroll, etc., etc. Kasi yung mga nag-payroll yata ang naapektuhan. What do you think, Pamtina?
Sa akin, it's very simple. There's, for me, two types of holidays. There's the red holiday that requires double pay, and there is the black holiday that is yung mga EDSA Revolution, Chinese New Year. I think the HRs are wise if they produce two types of advisories. The same way na ginagawa ng DOLE ngayon. You have one for the red holidays, that is double pay, and you have another one for the black holidays. Ang papalitan mo lang yung date. Pero the treatment is always the same. So a lot of people are saying, "Naku, kailangan ko pa gumawa ng bagong memo." And I'm like, ba't paggawa kayo ng ba't panibagong holiday, panibagong memo? Eh, paulit-ulit naman yung black holiday, saka paulit-ulit. Hindi nagpapalit yung percentage dahil iba lang ang
Mm.
pangalan ng holidays. So you need to be very clear what is a regular holiday, a special working holiday, and a special non-working holiday. And then make three types of letters and then just change the date. And then
Yun.
send. Tapos, 'di ba? Actually, even
Oo.
if what you can do, wag mo na lagyan ng date yung memo. Lagyan mo na
Oo.
lang ng as a PDF. Tapos yung title mo na lang sa holiday dun sa taas. So, ang papalitan mo lang yung subject line ng email mo. Hindi mo napapalitan yung PDF. Forward, change the subject, send to all. O, 'di ba? O, probably
Yun.
good hack, good hack.
All right. So proactive 'yon. Anyway, ito meron pong tie-up ang FPG Insurance, DHL at ang Pag-ibig. Ang FPG Insurance ay nagbibigay po ng 20% off on regular premiums of domestic and international travel insurance. Ang DHL naman, 10% discount. You can enjoy that on published, what do you call that? Published rates for export shipments, and you can earn miles to get additional shipping credits. And ito yung for more information on DHL Rewards Program, pwede yun yung bisitahin ng kanilang website. Ito'y tie-up yata with Pag-ibig, no? Pag-ibig members, ito yung exclusive for members with Pag-ibig Loyalty Card and Pag-ibig Loyalty Card Plus. May enjoy nyo po yung mga discounts na ito if you're member of these loyalty cards ng Pag-ibig. Okay, ito pa isa. Sa PhilHealth naman, um, ito po'y good news ito dun sa mga taong, mga pamilya na nahihirapan na po sa gastusin ng kanilang mahal sa buhay na merong karamdaman na cancer. No? The PhilHealth has a very good news for all of you. Ang PhilHealth ay nakikiisa sa pagdiriwang ng National Cancer Awareness Month ngayong Pebrero sa kasalukuyang taon, at sagot po nila ang mga gastusin sa gamutan sa mga sakit na cancer. Sa breast cancer may 100,000 pesos, ang cervical cancer 120,000, sa kung ano-anong mga mga clinical tests, at kasama na diyan yung chemo, yung cobalt treatment, etc. Para sa colon cancer naman ay 150,000 and 300,000 for stage 1 and 2 to 2 and 3, yung mga high risk at low risk respectively. Para dun sa meron din palang 175,000 para dun sa cervical cancer for brachytherapy and linear accelerator. So, yung pong mga may kamag-anak na kailangan ng gastusin sa mga bagay na ito, sa treatment, sa mga test, PhilHealth po ang inyong kausapin at sigurado matutulungan kayo. Pati na rectum cancer, up to 400,000 sa radiotherapy at cobalt treatment ng 320,000. Tapos, yung merong acute lymphocytic leukemia ay nasa 500,000. So makipag-ugnayan lamang po sa PhilHealth at kontakin po ninyo ang kanilang mga phone numbers na may kita sa kanilang mga websites at saka sa kanilang Facebook page. At andyan po, yan po ay handang tumulong sa inyo. Hindi ko na po didetalya, nakita nyo sa screen yung kanilang mga contact numbers para sa inyong direktang pagkipag-ugnayan sa kanila. Sponsors natin, El Puerto Marina. Kung kayo po'y nagpaplano na magkaroon ng summer outing or pre-summer fun with your family and friends, or even for your corporate events, okay? El Puerto Marina Beach Resort and Vacation Club is famous for its rustic design, fine sandy beach, and lengthy shoreline. Alam niyo po, ito ay tinatawag na hidden paradise, situated in Lingayen Gulf Coast. Lingayen Gulf Coast, saan po ba yan? Sa may Pangasinan to, no? Or near Pangasinan, Lingayen. A place where the clear blue sea gently rolls over the powdery volcano or volcanic sand, and the sun reflects its warm rays on the glittering gold-like particles on the shore. Wow, gandang description. At kung gusto nyo ng mag-food trip, ay talagang masarap ang kanilang Asian cuisine or Filipino favorites. Meron din, no? You will surely enjoy your choice of meals dahil they are freshly cooked and they are boasting of yung kanilang freshest catch of the day and have it cooked the way you want it, right? So yan po ang El Puerto Marina Beach Resort and Vacation Club. Meron yatang discount ang mga PHRG members diyan. Now, tungkol naman sa mga conscious sa kalusugan, mga companies who want to monitor the health of their employees, meron pong wearable solution ang e-shield for the employees health management. Um, ito po ay parang siyang relo, no? And they call it wearable band, no? They distribute the e-shield band mobile app to respective employees. Meron siyang mobile app that would um, keep the management aware by looking at the dashboard na ma-access ng inyong management, usually to the HR, monitoring the health of the employees and achieving the wellness goals of the company. You can get 15% exclusive discount when you avail of eShield for your company. Just register at the Shield website. No, that's www.shield.me/ph.hr. Okay, and they are our partner here in Philippines HR Group. Okay, and another partner, the Unicare, no? Meron pong rewards partnership tie-up ang PHRG with Unicare. At meron silang mga restaurant partners na pwede nyong ma-enjoy up to 10% discounts being a member of PHRG. Kaya simple lang. Um, mag-fill up lang po kayo ng membership form at pakita niyo yung inyong PHRG ID na meron pong tawag dito. Automatically bibigyan kayo ng Q card. Ano yung tawag dito? Call that. Ano yung tawag doon, Ma'am Tina? Yung QR code. Yan. And when you go to these establishments na kapartner nila, you will enjoy the 10% discount. No? 70 restaurant partners ang inyong mapupuntahan all over the Philippines to enjoy the discounts. Tapos meron pang free parking and no service charge. And this promo is up to July 30 na lamang. So to mention some of their partners, nandyan po ang Noriter, Mr. Korea, Krispy Kreme, Red Ribbon, Kuya J, Jinju, California, Pizza Kitchen, Rui ba yan or Ru? Tapa King, Tapang King, sorry, that's Tapa King, JT's, Auntie Anne's, The Happy Chef, Go Go Duck, Max's, uh, Tipsy Pig. I cannot read this one. Ayan, Macau. Then Don Henrico's, Soban, Centro, and Ana Purna. Okay? At marami pang iba na hindi kasama dyan. So, sign up using the website. Puntahan po niyo yung website nila. That's www.unicare.ph/phrg, and then just wait for the email confirmation that will be sent to your inbox, and then you may now share the QR code to your co-employees. So this is um, going to be shared among the employees of your company. Kaya kung napakadami ninyo, hundreds or thousands, just follow the procedure and all of you will enjoy this. You may now see the list of partner merchants with 10% discounts nandun po sa kanilang website. To redeem your reward, show your company ID or the QR code to partner merchants. Yun lang po. Back to you, Ma'am Tina.
Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please post in the main page of the Philippine HR Group on Facebook. Join our Philippine Facebook HR Group, which is the largest online Facebook groups for local HR practitioners. For that, we would now move on to the main part of the show. Allow me to introduce my good friend, Burns Ordonez Caasi. He has been given talks, workshops, and retreats around the Philippines on the topics of faith and finance for over 10 years. He's a frequent guest on several podcasts and conferences, such as The Feast. He was a radio broadcaster and head of 8 advocacy programs at DZRJ 810 AM. For 6 years, he's also been a teacher, HR professional, marketing manager, conference organizer, mentor, and journalism advisor at the Parents for Educational Foundation in Paref. In 2019, he pursued his advocacy of financial stewardship as a certified wealth and estate planner for Prudential Life of UK. In 2020, he co-founded with Coach Darwin Rivers. He is the co-founder of the HR Cafe, FYI lang ha, a weekly podcast that informs, inspires, and empowers HR practitioners in the Philippines. In 2020, that same year, he also started Unboxing Catholicism podcast as a way to help people defend the faith clearly without being preachy. Eventually, the podcast became part of Brother Bo Sanchez's podcast network. The podcast evolved into a weekly live broadcast with Father Franz Dizon and Jay Aruga that airs on Facebook, YouTube, and some cable channels in the Visayas. The online content also evolved into an online community which now has 16,000 members globally. In 2022, he became the Philippine content lead of Hallow, the number one Catholic prayer and meditation app in the world that is used by more than 7 million people. Functioning as the lead of this US based tech startup in the country, he manages the content production, growth, and marketing for almost 1.3 million users of the app in the Philippines. Later, he will give us a free ebook and an extended access to the Hallow app. Let us welcome Burns, my good friend, Coach Burns Kaasi. Welcome to the show, Burns.
Hi,
Welcome,
dear.
Burns.
Hello, Mentor Alan. Can you hear me clearly po?
Very
Very
clearly.
clear.
It's
Notable,
so
ah. Ano
it's so
tawag parang
good.
it's a full circle.
Right. I'm
How
so
did you guys
happy to
start
be with
with the
you.
HR Cafe? Kwento mo naman, di ba? Oo. Kasi
Yeah.
we're now at our 126 episode. So I think some people might be interesting to know how you and Coach Darwin started the show.
First, Coach Darwin and I go back a long time ago. We met when I was still in the radio broadcasting industry. So I have been a huge fan of the Philippines HR group for many years already. After graduating from my course in HR in University of Asia and the Pacific, I started working as an educator and as an HR practitioner, and then I became part of the group, no? And as I was hosting my own advocacy radio show in DZRJ noon. Ang tawag sa show, Tina and Coach Alan, is School of Life. Okay,
Mm.
so that was a weekly Saturday motivational radio show and produced by another mentor, Pocholo de Leon Gonzalez. And I thought of inviting Kuya Darwin to, give to be interviewed by
Mm.
me. No, I interviewed him,
Mm.
and we talked
Mm.
about his advocacy. Then
Mm.
we hit it off because we believe in the same stuff. We want to
Yeah.
collaborate on empowering people. And then from then on, no, nagko-collaborate kami on other projects. I would go to some
Mm.
HRG events. And nung nag-pandemic, I started
Mm.
podcasting. I was pushed by another friend. And I thought, uy, maganda na pwede siguro gumawa kami ni Kuya Darwin ng isang show about HR. No, so dati
Mm.
wala pang StreamYard, Tina, wala pang
Mm.
wala live. Ginagawa namin ni Kuya Darwin, nag-zoom kami, tapos
Mm.
magre-record kami ng topics and then i-upload namin. No? So, i-upload niya actually. Siya yung nag-upload sa YouTube channel ng Philippines HR Group. And then it
Mm.
went on, and it has been an amazing journey. Unfortunately, I couldn't continue because the Lord has given us new assignments, but I continue being at the background, always praying and cheering for you guys. It's so nice to see the HR family here in our community growing, and so thankful to Coach Darwin Rivers for nourishing and nurturing this platform. So saludo talaga ako kay Kuya Darwin, and congratulations, no, sa lahat ng mga natutulungan ng plataforma na to and sa lahat ng recognitions and sponsors na inyong nare-receive these days. I'm so proud of you, and I'm happy to have been part of the journey somehow.
Magtatatlong taon na yata ang The HR Cafe, so time really flies. We will
Amen.
be in the back of the show, and then after that, after your presentation, we'll do a short Q&A. Sa mga nanonood, please provide your question so that we will read it at the show. So over to you, Coach.
All right. It's so nice to be serving the HR Cafe, ladies and gentlemen in the HR community. So, Kayo po na naririto, I'm sure you are interested in the topic of integrating spirituality and mindfulness practices in our organizations. But let me begin, by setting the stage on why this is important, in the world of HR and business. So as I've mentioned, my name is Burns. I hope you can see my slides, no? So ayan. All right, let's just wait for them to share ourselves. So that's my name, short for John Bernard Ordonez Kaasi. I'm the content lead of the Hello app in the Philippines. Later, I'll tell you more about our app. And I am the founder of Unboxing Catholicism podcast. So if you're into faith, Christianity, and spirituality, and you want to learn more about the faith each week. So mamayang gabi, actually at 8 p.m., meron din po akong podcast. So panoorin nyo po yan. Just search Unboxing Catholicism on YouTube or Facebook. And I'm also a certified wealth and estate planner. So financial stewardship is also my advocacy. I give talks for corporations, for schools, no, for parishes on how we can better save our money, invest, grow our streams of income, and improve in our career. So those are the stuff that I love doing. And for now, we will be zeroing in on my advocacy or passion in terms of spirituality and mindfulness. Hindi naman lingid sa ating kaalaman na because of the pandemic, many companies have struggled and perhaps are still struggling until now. Sige nga mga kaibigan, if at any point in the pandemic nag-struggle yung inyong company, whatever type of struggle, just comment letter S or spell out struggle there in the chat box or in the comment section. We want to let everyone understand that they're not alone in this problem, that they're not alone in this journey. And these are the workplace woes or the problems, that many of our workforce and even business leaders have faced during the past 3 years of this unprecedented pandemic. Okay, una, okay, burnout and quiet quitting. Sige nga mga ka-HR Cafe, please comment the number, no? Meron po tayo ditong listahan. I-comment niyo yung number na nakaka-relate kayo, either kayo ang naka-experience o naranasan ng inyong kumpanya. So alam natin maraming na burnout. Okay, what do we mean by burnout? Sa dami ng trabaho, biglang nagkaroon ng adjustment sa work from home, suddenly people are trying to look for direction. Nagkaroon ng pag-increase sa work demand nila, yung iba naman na wala ng trabaho, yung iba naman na nagkaroon ng nananatili sa trabaho, suddenly para bang nawalan sila ng sense of purpose, and there was this scenario of what we call quiet quitting. Can you comment quiet quitting or quiet if you are aware of what quiet quitting is? Ito po yung mga empleyado na bigla na lang dati high performer naman. Tapos towards the middle of the year or perhaps end of the year during this pandemic, either pala absent na, lagi nang late, hindi na natin mahagilap, o pumapasok sila but they're giving us the bare minimum to the point na kung kinausap siya ng HR kung gusto pa ba nilang mag-continue sa trabaho, para bang wala na silang pakialam sa kanilang career. So that is quiet quitting. No, napakadami pong kabataan ang mga new workforce, no, I'm referring to the Gen Z and millennials in the workforce who have experienced this, and I know people personally who have changed careers throughout the pandemic because of burnout. Pagod na ako. This is not for me anymore. I know a lot of people who filed resignations. Can you comment letter R if you know at least one person who resigned or changed career during this pandemic? Second, na naging workplace woe nating lahat. Of course, we cannot go to our offices because of these quarantines, these lockdowns. We were forced into work from home. And while that has a lot of benefits, mind you, I super love working from home because of the flexibility. Having your work gear, no, yung opisina mo naroroon sa tabi ng kwarto mo, somehow affects the work-life balance. Paano nangyayari yan? Minsan may mga bossing, no? Hindi nila naiintindihan na at 5 p.m. tapos na yung trabaho. Ang katwiran, nasa bahay lang naman. So madali lang. Kahit alas 8, alas 9 ng gabi, nagme-message tungkol sa kanilang deliverables. So that also leads to number 1, no? Which is burnout and quiet quitting. So nagkaroon ng blurry. Nasaan ba ang ending ng trabaho ko sa buhay ko, no? Where do I begin work? Even sa physical setup ng bahay, yung ibang mga kwarto naging opisina na. It looks good in the beginning, but I'm sure a lot of us experience some sort of confusion and some sort of a battle right there na how do I separate now my professional and my personal life? Third, which is it's like the second pandemic after COVID. Agree or disagree, guys, napakadaming mga employees, no, suddenly they lost a sense of purpose. Suddenly they lack motivation, and a lot of people didn't know where their career is going. Nagkaroon tayo ng mga tinatawag natin existential questions. Okay? Another factor na nag-fuel ng burnout anxiety is last November, ni-launch po ang artificial intelligence ng ChatGPT. Alam nyo mga ka-HR, meron akong kaibigan, 10 taon na po siya nagtatrabaho sa isang kumpanya. She got fired. Bakit po siya na-fire? Dahil yung buong department nila hindi na relevant because of artificial intelligence. Yung ginagawa ng 10 tao, kaya nang gawin ng isang AI chatbot in 30 seconds. And suddenly, a lot of people with this new technological advancement get so anxious, suddenly naiisip nila, am I still relevant? Mahalaga pa ba ako? May trabaho pa ba ako? May future pa ba ang career ko? May direction pa ba akong patutunguhan? And that affects their lack of motivation. So, maraming mga employers, unfortunately, with all of these things happening in their workforce, instead of, looking at the long term, fortunately, there are companies which did that. A lot of companies go with a band-aid solution. Okay? Can you comment band-aid? Okay, ano ibig sabihin yan? Kapag ka merong demotivated na employee, ang ginagawa, carrot and stick, no? Either bibigyan, kunyari, ng additional salary or bibigyan ng memo or bibigyan ng parusa at hindi na-address yung core issue. I know a company, I'm not gonna name it, no? Some employees were losing their morale because they were being asked to do more than what is written in their job description and contract. And you know what happened? The management decided, we continue doing this. Just offer them some positional allowance. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng positional allowance sa kanilang definition? So let's say merong isang tao, ang kanyang function ay to be a data analyst. No? Binigyan siya ng function na outside data analysis, and para naman may konting pakimkim, ang sabi, bigyan natin ng 2,000 pesos additional work allowance. Okay, the management thinks, the HR thinks it's okay, but mind you, my dear friends, employees need more than what is paid. Employees need something that is not just extrinsic, not just monetary. They need something deeper and more profound. At yan yung ating pag-aaralan at pag-uusapan ngayong gabing ito. We have to understand, or ngayong araw na ito, no? I guess we have to revisit a very, very basic concept in HR, and this is effectiveness and efficiency. So mga ka-HR Cafe, I invite you, if you know the difference of effectiveness and efficiency, please feel free to comment there in our comment section so that Coach Tina and Alan can read it later. So ano ba pinagkaiba ng effectiveness and efficiency? So kikwentuhan ko po kayo. Alam nyo ba ang kwento ng goose and the golden egg? So isang araw, meron pong isang mahirap na magsasaka na nagising dahil na nakita niya na yung kanyang goose, no? Gansa yata ang goose sa Tagalog, no? Pa-comment na lang kung ano yung Tagalog ng goose. Nakita niyang nangingitlog ng ginto. Akala niya nung una hindi totoo yung ginto, itatapon na sana niya. Pero nung dinala niya sa appraisal, okay, nung pina-appraise niya, abay, totoong ginto pala ito. At kada araw, yung goose niya, nangingitlog ng golden egg at yumaman ng yumaman ang mahirap na magsasaka. Hanggang sa isang araw, pinangunahan sila ng wanting to be more efficient, no? They want to produce more. Ang sabi sabi nilang mag-asawa, no, asawa na magsasaka, bakit kaya hindi na lang natin madaliin ang pagkuha ng mga itlog na ginto para mas lalo tayong yumaman? Buksan natin yung goose, hatiin natin sa gitna, kunin natin sa loob lahat ng golden eggs. So what they did was just that. Kinuha po nila ang kutsilyo, tinaga ang goose sa gitna, dumugo, lumabas ang bituka, pero walang ginto. Ano ho ang moral of the story dito, no, mga ka-HR Cafe? Ito pong storya na to ay nagpapakita sa atin na we have to give equal importance to what is produced, output, deliverables, objectives and key results in your organizations, KPIs, KRAs, mahalaga po lahat yan. But we also have to give importance to the one who produces it. No, efficiency and effectiveness are both important, and so productivity and relationships. So important to remember, mga ka-HR Cafe, no? Negosyo, What is produced is what we call output. Alam natin yan, basic HR principles or basic business principle. But we have to always remember who produces the output. Whatever industry we belong to is a human person. Tao po yan. Ano ba ang tao? Ano ba ang human person? No? A human person, okay, we get a little bit philosophical. One of the things I am so passionate about in HR is the subject of HR philosophy. I hope you had that in your training, and I hope you continue to have that in your company formation. But a human person is a substantial unity of body and soul. Ibig sabihin po niyan, kahit ano pinaniniwalaan nating relihiyon, hindi natin maitatanggi na ang tao ay hindi lamang po katawang lupa. Tayo ay mayroong tinatawag na spiritual dimension or kaluluwa. Paano po ba natin ito madedemonstrate, mga ka-HR? Ang isa pong bagay sa opisina natin, let's say ang printer nasira. Saan po natin dadali ng printer kapag nasira? Sa service center, papalitan ng mga pyesa. Pero pag ang tao ho namatay, o nagkaroon ng malubhang kasakitan, wala naman po tayong pinagdadala na factory upang palitan ng pyesa para mabuhay ang namatay. That means physicality or physical things don't make up the human person alone. Meaning, ang sinasabi po natin dito sa ating example, may spiritual na dimensyon o kaluluwa ang tao. Kaya hindi lamang po sweldo or anything extrinsic ang kanyang motivator. Therefore, my friends, what I wanted to share with you this afternoon is work is not just a professional project. It's also a spiritual reality. Yung ating pong pagtatrabaho ay hindi lamang isang bagay na ginagawa natin bilang isang profesional. Yung pagtatrabaho po ay parte ng ating katotohanan bilang mga tao at bilang espiritual na mga nilalang. For those who are Christians, who believe in religion, you would see in the first chapter of the scriptures, no? Again, this is a proposal that I am proposing to you, not something that I am imposing, but it's a good food for thought. Makikita natin na yung pagtatrabaho ng tao, pag binasa natin sa simula ng Bible, it tells us that God created man for the purpose of working. Why? Because we are meant to be co-workers with God. Okay, ibig sabihin niyan, yung pagtatrabaho, it's an expression of our human creativity. That's why we have to take care of our employees and workers because it's not just a human reality. It's a spiritual, it has spiritual significance. Okay? Now, for those who don't believe in God, the same truth is evident, although in a different way, no? We know that employees are motivated not just by some things that are physical, no? Not just the external things, but a sense of meaning, a sense of mission, a sense of purpose. Okay, whatever faith background we believe in, I think we can agree that each human person, each employee in our company is looking for meaning. Okay, pwede nyo po bang i-comment yung salitang meaning? MEANING. So lahat ng ito, with all of this background, the thing that we have to take into consideration is this. Guys, when we neglect yung mental and yung spiritual needs ng ating mga tao, hindi lamang po isang tao ang magdudusa sa ating negosyo. It's the whole business itself. That's why this afternoon, I want to propose to you guys to give emphasis on what we call the whole person approach in HR. Okay, ano ba yung whole person approach? Holistic. HR becomes now a strategic partner of the business para magkaroon ng improvement sa mind, heart, body, and soul. Now, kung linggo-linggo kayo nanonood ng HR Cafe, nakukuha nyo na yung different ideas on how to improve on the body, the heart, the mind, and the soul. So for this afternoon, what I'll share with you is something that focuses on the spiritual aspect or the soul. Okay? So what I wanted to share with you today is what we call, is my presentation entitled Nourishing the Soul at Work, Using Meditation as Employee Motivation. Now, you might think, para lang yan sa mga makadiyos na tao, no? Parang preachy yan. It's just about religion. It's not actually about religion, my dear friends. I'll show you what scientific studies share with us when it comes to the importance of instilling meditative practices in the workplace. Napakaganda po ng sinasabi sa atin ng siyensya dahil at the end of the day, science and faith are not at war with each other. They are complementary and they tell us the same truth. So, tignan po natin ang sinasabi, no? Una, Ayon po sa Harvard Medical School, so hindi ko po ito gawa-gawa, this is Harvard Medical School talking, a workplace meditation program led to changes in brain regions involving learning and working memory capacity. So ano ho ibig sabihin nun? In simple terms, dahil po sa meditation, no, meditative practices, nag-i-improve mga ka-HR yung focus ng ating mga empleyado at hindi na po sila kasing distracted prior to introducing the meditative practices that this research has, studied. So kung gusto niyo pong malaman, no, yung mga detalye ng mga studies na ito, take a screenshot of the slides I'm going to share with you dahil nasa baba po yung link to the whole journal article where you can verify na hindi gawa-gawa ito ni Coach Burns. These are real hard stuff science telling us, hey HR, baka gusto nyo subukan ang meditation sa workplace dahil napakadaming health benefits and productivity benefits. Okay, next. Okay, i-verify ko lang, Coach Tina and Coach Alan, can you still hear me? Baka hindi na tayo naririnig. Okay, can you still hear me clearly? Am I still connected with you guys? All right, hello. Okay, so ipagpatuloy lang natin. No? Another study that we can cite here is the University of Groningen in Netherlands. Ano po ba sinasabi sa atin? Okay, ang ganda po nito guys, no? Meditation is linked to creativity, including increased insight in problem solving. So the more a person prays or meditates, no matter what faith background he believes in, the more he gets bold and creative in his ideation process. Alam nyo, totoo po ito mga kaibigan. If you will research 2023 trends in HR, makikita nyo po that mental health and mindfulness are also part of it. So a lot of people, a lot of companies all over the world are already introducing mindfulness or meditative practices as part of their employees' development program. Another study, this time it came from Boston University. Ano po ba ang sinasabi sa atin ng Boston University? Meditation reduces, this is beautiful, cases of clinical depression and anxiety, and it increases patience, positivity, and optimism. It also boosts motivation and work satisfaction. Sino bang HR professional or business leader ang ayaw ng mga benefits na ito? Di ba lahat tayo gusto nating i-boost ang productivity ng ating mga tao because happy employees means happy customers and happy customers mean great business results. Okay? Another study, this one is from Stanford University School of Medicine. It says here, meditation reduces stress and increases one's sense of control. It can produce a 30% reduction in symptoms of stress among those with serious illnesses. This is beautiful, my dear HR friends. What we want our employees to feel is that sense of control. Nung nagkaroon po ng pandemic, kaya po tumaas yung cases ng depression according to research, it's because many people thought life is going to end and they have no control about what's happening. Totoo naman po, wala tayong control sa nangyayari sa ating paligid, but we can control our response to what is happening outside. And according to science, not according to me, not according to any religion for that matter, science is telling us with meditation, the increase in self-control, the increase in focus, the increase on self-esteem is very much evident. So ano po sinasabi sa atin dito mga ka-HR? Pinapatunayan po ng siyensya yung matagal nang sinasabi sa atin ng ating faith that spirituality is an important aspect of our humanity. Okay, so very interesting, no, mga kaibigan. So if you want to learn more about it, nandiyan po yung link sa baba. So, summarize natin yung points natin, no? How meditation helps at work. Okay, una, it reduces stress and anxiety that can affect our productivity. So, next, it increases focus at work according to research, which is very important. Lalo na yung mga young people natin, I am part of it. We can be very, very distracted with a lot of things. And number three, it unleashes our creativity in problem solving. Okay? Which is also a very, very important 21st century skill. And number four, it increases patience, no? Positivity and optimism. Nakakita na po ba kayo ng empleyado na magalitin, empleyado na mainitin ang ulo, empleyado na hindi makausap ng maayos, baka po kulang siya ng silent time. Baka po kulang siya sa pahinga. Baka po kulang siya sa relaxation. Baka po overwork siya. No, so these are different these are different things that we can consider. And finally, sabi rin po ng science, sabi ng research sa atin, meditation improves our sense of control, character, and overall happiness. Ang tanong, meron po ba sa ating ayaw maging masaya sa buhay? Meron ba sa atin HR professional or business leader na ayaw maging masaya yung mga taong kanilang katrabaho? Siyempre po wala. No, so ang magandang tanong dito, ano na po ang ating gagawin? No, where do we start now? What now? So here are some practical suggestions sa ating mga HR practitioners and business leaders who are listening or watching this afternoon. Una po, no? I-encourage natin yung ating employees to take breaks for mindfulness activities or meditation. I-check natin kung kaya ba nating i-increase yung leaves ng ating mga employees or PTOs. Ano ba yung PTOs or paid time offs? Okay, for example, may mga companies na nagbibigay sila ng additional 2 days of mental health break. Okay, may companies nga po ako na, may Filipino company nga, i-research nyo po ito, no? Nagbigay sila ng break-up leave. Okay, syempre kapag nag-break yung isang empleyado tsaka yung girlfriend or boyfriend from another business or company, of course not within the office, no. It takes its toll on the person, so we have to take care of that mental health. So it's important that we give time for resting. I-respect po natin yung lunch time ng ating mga empleyado. I-respect din po natin na after clocking out of work, let's not bother them with a lot of work-related issues. Okay, so it is something that we can keep in mind. All right, increasing employees' time for themselves. Okay, another idea that is very interesting that I just realized now that I am working on a start with a US-based startup is this. In the US, and I hope many companies in the Philippines, although parang hindi pa marami, they have already introduced the idea of unlimited PTOs. Narinig nyo na ba yan, mga ka-HR Cafe? Like for example, Hello, the company where I work for, I have unlimited leaves that are paid. So unlimited paid time offs. The principle behind it is we want to take care of our employees and we want to make them feel that they are trusted. Trusted such that whatever number of days they want to take their time off, we're gonna give that, provided no that the duration of the leaves, no matter how many times it will be in a given year, is something that will be agreed with the manager. And it's so helpful. Like for example, if you need to have 10 days worth of vacation to be able to clear your mind and to be able to just, try to have a journey of self-rediscovery, it can be done. So companies can create programs such as these that they can explore. No, again, we have to contextualize it sa industry ninyo. May mga industry na hindi mag-work ang unlimited leaves. This works mostly for tech. But if you are a factory, no, maapektuhan yung productivity. So let's think of other ways through which we can give time for our people to meditate. Second, create a designated place for meditation or prayer. Let me tell you this. I visited the office of one of the top law firms in the country 3 weeks ago. And I was so surprised. This is the top law firm, ha? Pinagkakatiwalaan. Yung client ng law firm na ito, mga bilyonaryo, mga business tycoons. And yet, inside their law firm, they have time for prayer. And they have a very, very beautiful chapel where masses are also being held every Thursday. So this is an example of a company that takes care of the mental health and the spiritual well-being of their employees. Number 3, incorporate spiritual principles in company policies and decision-making. Important din po ito na, for example, in our policies, pinopromote ba natin yung pagtitake ng time off sa Sunday to be with their families, to go to church and worship God? Do we give our employees time for exercise? Do we give perks like discounts for gym memberships, etc.? Do we encourage ethical practices within the organization such as transparency, following the due process, respecting the dignity of workers, etc.? Kasi baka naman meron na tayong spiritual experiences in the company, we do meditation, pero yung pala, the company is deep in corruption. Also, parang it doesn't connect. Hindi siya integrated. Walang integrity doon sa process. So that's something we can think about and, something we can discuss with our companies. Number 4, okay? Organize spiritual events or activities such as First Friday Masses. If you've heard of that. Confession, no? It's so easy to do that. You just go to the nearby parish in your office and then ask a priest if he can be available once every 2 weeks to give spiritual direction or even hear confessions of your employees. It's gonna be fantastic. Again, talk to your employees, see if this is something that they can do. Mamaya mag-invite ka ng priest sa inyong kumpanya, lahat pala ng nandiyan ay Muslim. Ay, hindi po tama yun. No? So parang hindi magko-connect, no? Lahat pala ng empleyado mo hindi naman naniniwala sa preaching sa message ng Catholicism or ng Christianity. They're Hindus or they're Buddhists, and yet you give them a Catholic or Christian spiritual experience, no? So we have to also, walang masama to expose them to all of these experiences, always being sensitive to the profile of the audience in our company, no? So we can give talks on faith-based work motivation, team building, etc. Anything that helps our employees rediscover their sense of spirituality. And finally, okay, very important, very practical, provide resources for mental health and meditation. So, either a program, a seminar, a retreat, membership for gym because it also helps mental health, a subscription to a mental health program, a magazine or an app, And speaking of app, this is what I'm going to tell you. Of course, meron akong bias because we develop a meditation app. But to tell you honestly, this is something also that you can really, really use for yourselves and also for your company. So let me talk to you now about what I do. I work for Hallow, the number one Catholic prayer and meditation app in the world. So we have now almost 1.30 million Filipinos using the app out of the 7 million globally who meditate with it. So it's a meditation that is built to help you learn how to relax, sleep, and pray all in a day. No? So we had the same journey. Yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na burnout, stress, lahat yan na naranasan ng aming team. In fact, our CEO used to be an atheist. Dati po siyang atheist. And then he became one of the top sought after business leaders in Silicon Valley in the US. And then he felt so empty. No? He had a lot of money and yet he was not happy. He was yearning for something deeper and something that is truly human. And that's when he rediscovered spirituality. And then he realized, pwede pala akong mag-meditate. I can do mindfulness. No? So he started doing Eastern spirituality, mindfulness, yoga, stuff like that. But then somewhere in his journey, no, he also realized that something else is missing. He was looking for something way deeper than what Eastern spirituality can offer. And then he had a spiritual director and a mentor who suggested, why don't you start doing meditative prayer? And he discovered what we call Lectio Divina. No? So Lectio Divina is a meditative way of praying. And so one day he was meditating on the prayer, Our Father. And then he was repeating this line, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. There was one word that really struck him, and that's the word, hallowed be thy name. Well, so yung phrase na hallowed be thy name, he got struck by that. He brought it to prayer, he meditated on it, and an idea was born. He was good in business, he was good in tech, and he said, why not create a meditation app that will help people pray, connect to God, and deepen their sense of spirituality. So Hallow then started as a Catholic prayer app, but that it's now being used by people from all faith backgrounds, Mormons, evangelicals, non-Catholic Christians, Pentecostals, even those who are agnostics. So it's a Catholic company that built a product that is open to everyone. So what is Hallow? Hallow is, as I have said, the world's number one meditation app. It contains more than 10,000 audio-guided sessions of meditations, prayers, sleep stories para sa mga hindi makatulog, no? Relaxing music, etc. So pwede nyo po itong i-download ng libre sa inyong mga app store. So Hallow is free forever and some premium features have a subscription. So there's a minimum subscription fee for all the other features there because we also seek to support hundreds of Christian global ministries around the world. No? So we support them in kind and in monetary terms And your subscription is the one that allows us to continue this work of supporting different charitable institutions and also faith-based projects. Now, so here, what we want, as I've mentioned to you, is to use meditation to help people find peace. We want to meet users where they are, and we want to give a welcoming approach to this practice of spirituality. So people have been giving positive reviews about their experience. They said because of the app, they found peace for the first time. They realized they needed it so much, and they felt so close to God than ever before. And right now, I am happy to tell you, Halo has completed more than 1 billion prayers around the world. No? 7 million downloads globally and almost 1.30 dito sa Pilipinas. And in the app, when you experience using the app, you would hear the voices of these people. No? If you're familiar with the Chosen series, yung lalaki po na gumanap na si Jesus sa The Chosen, si Jonathan Rumi, he's the top voice in the app now. You would also hear Father Mike Schmitz of the Catechism in a Year podcast and the Bible in a Year podcast. And of course, in the Philippines soon, you will hear the content from Brother Bo Sanchez. We're also partnering up with different local Catholic and non-Catholic Christian communities to be able to help people discover the power of meditative prayer. No? So another thing that you can try out in our app is the daily meditation in Tagalog. Okay, so meron po tayo diyang pare na nagbibigay ng daily gospel reflection ng 9, 10, or 7 minutes each and every day updated. Libre po ito. Wala po kayong babayaran. And it will help you center yourself in a day. Give yourself 10 minutes of relaxation to have that time for meditation. Another new content that we recently launched is the Lives of the Saints. Sometimes iniisip natin yung mga saints, napaka-banal na tao na parang hindi natin ma-reach, no? Pero dito sa Lives of the Saints, sa buhay ng mga banal, makikita natin na yung mga tao pala, katulad ng mga tinatawag nating santo, relatable para sa ating mga empleyado, para sa ating lahat because they also had the same struggles and the same problems. It's just a matter of knowing how they have dealt with it. So, Buhay ng mga Banal is another very interesting content you can listen to daily for free. So, Halo App Overview. Papakita ko po sa inyo how this app can help you personally and your organization. So, it's like a meditation guide in your pocket. Baka yung iba sa atin nagtatanong dyan, paano ba mag-meditate? This is how you can meditate. You can learn through the Halo app. Okay? So wherever you are, you can build your routines, no? You can use the language of everyday life. Sometimes meditation, parang na-overwhelm, na-intimidate tayo kasi feeling natin it's so technical. But it's actually very easy. When you start using the different playlists in our app, you would see how to meditate on the gratitude, how to meditate on making good decisions, how to let go of something that is weighing you down. So all of these things you can listen to in the app. You can change the voices. No? So very exciting. Pwede nyo pong palitan kung gusto nyo ng boses ng lalaki. You can choose the voice of Jonathan and Francis. If you want voice ng babae, dahil mas nakaka-relate kayo kapag ang meditation guide ninyo ay babae, you can also change that. You can even customize the time you spend in meditation. Okay? Either 1 minute, kung yan lang ang available time, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 60 minutes, it's up to you. You have the liberty to do that. Even the background music of your meditation session, you can modify. Right? So we have daily content like rosary, if you're into that, daily gospel, daily inspiration, daily motivation, playlist, no? Let's say you are sad, you are anxious. We have content for anxiety. You are, confused. We have content on discernment. Right? So another very interesting feature of this is the mental health content. Ito ni sinasabi ko sa iyo kanina, no? Dito papasok lahat ng benefits ng meditation sa workplace. We have content on developing healthy habits, managing addictions, improving relationships, and healing wounds and traumas. Alam natin, maraming employees na aapektuhan sila minsan sa trabaho nila because nagluluksa sila, malungkot sila because of many reasons. And this is going to be a helpful resource for all of them. We also have music. Kanina sabi ni Sir Alan, no, before he sleeps, he listens to music that can, calm his mind. And we have that in the app. And we also have sleep content. Kung hirap po kayong makatulog, we have prayers or meditations you can use to lull yourself to sleep. No, we have Bible in a year, Catechism in a year, and right now, dahil tayo po ay nasa season of Lent, I invite you to download Hallow and try our hashtag Pray40. So for the next 40 days since Ash Wednesday, nagsimula na po tayo sa ating daily reflection and meditation. At ito po yung malupit dyan, no? Hindi lang basta-basta yung mga nag-guide sa atin sa meditation. I don't know kung kilala niyo po si Mark Wahlberg, isa pong artista sa Amerika, at si Jim Caviezel, yung gumanap po na Kristo sa Passion of Christ. Sila po ang inyong makakasama. Kasama ni Father Mike Smith, ni Jonathan Rumi, and other voice guides na nariyan sa Hallow app. So kung gusto niyo pong magdasal kasama ni Mark Wahlberg, you can try the hashtag Pray40 Challenge in Hallow beginning today. Sabi po nung mga reviews na natanggap natin, no, it has been their most powerful Lent and they were looking for a prayer guide. And now they found Hallow. They are able to have the best experience of meditating through Quaresma or Holy Week. Okay? So again, as I've mentioned, there are sleep stories. There are challenges to help you keep motivated in your day-to-day spiritual life. We have guest content and others. And if you have kids, we also have kids and families content suitable for ages 3 up to 18 years old. Right now, to tell you, our team is hard at work in developing content for other languages. Meron na pong mga content sa Filipino, Spanish, Portuguese, Polish, Italian, German, and French soon to be launched. So, excited po ako na ma-experience ninyo ang lahat na ito sa Hallow. And just like the Philippines HR group, meron din pong group sa loob ng app, no? So if you want to build a prayer community, a meditation community within your company, pwedeng-pwede nyo po itong gawin sa Hallow app with no additional cost. And this is something that separates Hallow from other apps like Headspace and Calm. Wala po silang community aspect, as far as I know. You can check it, and nandoon po yan sa loob ng Hallow app. Okay, so I don't know if we still have the time for this. I can show you the web version of the app just so you have an idea how it looks like. And I'll see Coach Tina and Coach Alan. I'll try to make this quick so that people have okay, let me check this now. Move. Okay. Ayan. Ito pong papakita ko sa inyo, mga ka-HR. This is what we call the Hallow web version. So kung ayaw nyo pong gamitin yung Hallow sa inyong cellphone, mas ma-tablet or mas desktop na tao kayo, pwede nyo naman pong gawin yan. Okay? I'll share the audio. Kita nyo na po ba ang screen, guys? Ayan. So ito po yung Hallow desktop version. May konting similarity sa meron po siyang similarities doon sa ating mobile version. So ito, this is the Beatitudes. Okay? Araw-araw na pagninilay, ito yung sinasabi ko po sa inyo kanina. And this is the hashtag Pray40 Imitation of Christ. Nakikita nyo po rito that more than 500,000 people have already signed up, no, for this very, very interesting prayer challenge. Okay. Alright, ito yung the Catechism in a Year ni Father Mike. Tapos dito po sa left side, makikita ninyo yung different types of meditations. If you wanna follow the community challenge, nasa community tab po siya. Pwede rin sa mga pambata, no? And if ever you want the mental health content, it's here. Just click mental health. Okay, ito po yung mga nakita nyo kanina. Child loss and grief, okay, infertility prayers, Catholic and recovery, relationships, reform wellness, etc. It's all here. And if you want to sleep, we have sleep content. Bible stories, okay? Meditations, reflections, etc. Okay, I'll give you a sample later, no? And then we also have music in the app. Contemporary music, traditional chants, music playlists, instrumentals, etc. Let us try one sleep story. Okay? Para po dun sa mga hindi makatulog. Okay, sleep meditation. And you are trying to battle anxiety. Let's try this one. Okay? At piliin po natin yung pinakamaikse. Let's see if we can hear it.
Hello, and welcome to Hallow Sleep. Take a second to get comfortable and settle into your sleeping position.
Pwede natin palitan yung background music, ha?
Breathe in through your nose. And as you breathe out, close your eyes.
Huwag nyo lang pong gagawin yung close your
Continue to breathe
eyes.
deeply. In through your nose and out through your mouth. With each exhale, feel yourself relax. Let go of any tension you might be holding. Take one more big breath. Let your breath return to its regular rhythm. Acknowledge the intent of our prayer tonight. Ask God for help to enter into His rest. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Of course, if you're not Catholic, you can skip the sign of the cross.
In his letter to the Philippians, St. Paul writes, "Have no anxiety at all,
And then meron din po siyang text
but
from
in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, make your requests known to God. Then the peace of God that surpasses all understanding."
Okay, so that's a demonstration of a sleep story. Now, let's say you are totally new to the prayer world, meditation. You really don't know how to do this, no? Sa baba po ng app, okay, again, marami po tayong content dyan. I don't want to overwhelm you. In fact, meron din tayong daily trivia. This is like a game to, help you know more about your spirituality. There is what we call the intro session. Nasa baba po yan dito sa ating app. Okay? Pagka hindi nyo po siya makita, eh, madalas po siya nandiyan lang sa baba. Pwede nyo ma-search dito sa home. Okay? Intro. Yeah, not sure where to start. You can start with the intro. And in fact, when you download Halo, I invite you to start with the intro session. Okay, so this is 9 sessions, and then you can learn how to meditate through guided audio meditations. Okay, so napakagandang experience po nito para sa inyo, and then you can choose the voices. Again, yung kanina pong narinig ninyo, this is Jonathan, yung voice actor na gumanap na Jesus sa TV series na The Chosen. So para kang nagdadasal or nagme-meditate kasama si Jesus. No? So that's what Halo can do for you in your spiritual life. And now, I want to, okay, ayan, alright. I want to end my talk, okay, by inviting you to experience Halo. And syempre, dahil friends tayo dito sa Philippine HR Group, I will be sharing with you a promo code which you can use so that you can have an exclusive 30-day trial sa app. Dahil yung normal trial ng app natin is 14 days. But I'm gonna give you a promo code to give you a full 30-day access with no credit card required. So, HR Cafe, start meditating today. Use the promo code HR Cafe. All caps po yan ha, to get Halo Plus access free for 30 days. No credit card needed. So how are you going to claim this, mga kaibigan? Just go to halo.com, okay? Create a new account using your email address. And then, once you are prompted to give your credit card details, i-click nyo po yung have a promo code. And then, from there, type in HR Cafe. You will be able to unlock Halo and explore it for the next 30 days. And if you decide to subscribe, that's going to be a wonderful experience for you. Plus, you are going to support hundreds of Catholic and non-Catholic Christian ministries all over the world. My invitation here is to try prayer and meditation. Hindi po kayo magsisisi. This is backed up not just by faith, but also by science. And we'd love to partner with you if you are a businessman, if you are an HR practitioner looking to improve your mental health packages. We can definitely have a conversation about that. We have B2B partnerships. Hallow is the official partner of the American Psychotherapy Association in the US. In the Philippines, we're talking to different businesses, schools, dioceses, and parishes. If you think the app can be helpful for your employees, we can have a partnership program where we can help you implement Hallow for your workplace. Just email me at burns@hallow.app. Thank you so much, HR Cafe. I hope you got something that you could think through, something you could reflect on, and definitely something to meditate on for the rest of this week and throughout Lent and Holy Week. Coach Tina and Coach Alan?
Ang ganda. Very, very, very interesting. May tanong ako. Okay lang?
Let's
Sige
go
po.
back to the slide with the HR cafe para people can
Yan.
Sige.
screenshot it.
Oo.
Go ahead, Coach Alan.
Kasi ngayon, alam naman natin na there are so many religions and there is so many denominations under Christianity, kasama ng Catholic. And ang ano ko diyan, ang aking concern is how can we prevent the feeling of getting polarized or yung bang kasi may inclusivity dapat, no? Ibang
Yep.
feeling nila na giging exclusive sila dahil hindi sila Catholic sa
Mm.
company. If you're going to sponsor a spiritual activity sa inyong kumpanya, how can we make it neutral? Tapos if you're going to promote the Hallow app, how can we make it sound and talagang feel that the activity, the spiritual activity is neutral and inclusive pa rin tayo kasi alam mo naman mga tao sensitive.
Right.
Hindi lang 'yun, pati yung mga gusto sana mag-benefit kasi ang ganda ng benefits talaga ng meditation. However, they are not religious and worse, baka hindi pa nga sila ano no, yung extremist hindi pa nga din man worse, sorry about that. Yung pinaka-extremist hindi sila naniniwala sa Diyos, but they want to enjoy the benefits. Paano natin magiging all inclusive pa rin ang app at saka yung activities natin sa kumpanya that are spiritual?
Two
What do you
concerns there, Sir Alan, which are very beautiful that you really brought up, no? Una is how do we okay, the one is concerning the app that I shared with you, which is Hallow, and then the second is an approach on how we can help employees coming from different
know?
faith backgrounds, and these are
Yes.
very very important. Unahin ko yung sa app. Okay, as we mentioned, Hallow is produced by a group of Catholic friends who converted, no, dating atheist, yung isa dating agnostic, and a lot of us, I also was not a Catholic before. I think Tina and Coach Darwin know well about my conversion story. I was not a Catholic before, and because of what I discovered in my own personal search and study, I came to the conclusion that God wants me to become a Catholic. But that's not the same for all people, right? The beautiful thing about Hallow as an app, it's developed by a group of Catholics, but we receive a lot of feedback from non-Catholics and even agnostics telling us that they love the idea of this app. They have been using it and it's been so useful for them, and they didn't feel like they're being forced to become Catholics. So I think, Sir Alan, that's an important consideration when we built this app. We want this to be faithful to Catholic teachings, but universal. In fact, to give you an example of an inclusive workplace, our head of HR is not Catholic.
Mm,
Our,
galing.
we have a lot of officers in our company na hindi Catholic. Yung isang boss ko,
Mm,
convert sa Catholicism. Another manager is not, two other managers are not Catholics. We have employees who are not even into prayer life. So, I mean,
mm,
this is something beautiful na, wow, pwede palang magkaisa yung mga hindi Catholics. No? And in my own advocacy, Tina knows about this, Unboxing Catholicism, we have always sent the message of defending the faith clearly without being preachy. No,
mm,
so how do we do that? Actually, there's no one formula for that apart from friendship. You know, if there is a culture of friendship, I don't know if Tina agrees to this. Culture is very important in addressing mental health. Now, if there's a vibrant culture of openness, of supporting each other, no matter kahit anong faith belief or the lack thereof of your employees, If you introduce one particular way of praying and meditating, and then tell them, hey, this is something we propose, not something we impose. Magkaiba kasi yun, di ba? Something that the company proposes, not imposes. We can experience this all together, take in what we can take in, and then in the next quarter, let's have another speaker. It's gonna be an enriching experience. You would see Catholics sharing their meditative practices, and then you would hear from people who may not be religious at all, and they could share. This is how I meditate. This is how I reconnect to my core, to my spiritual being, to my spiritual center. No, so I guess it depends on how companies will implement programs like this. They can use a Catholic source without, shoving the Catholicism down to the throats of people. Kasi ang dami naming nakikita ng mga non-Catholics, they're using it even in their churches. We have a lot of Mormons listening to our what is this content? They the one with Jonathan Rumi, the daily gospel reflections, which he reads, and then there's a reflection. So it's a collaborative effort, Kuya Alan and Ate Tina. I feel like we just have to open these resources in an environment of mutual trust and mutual enrichment. We learn from one another. We don't shoot down another, and we don't label another. Like for example, in a company, iba-ibang faith beliefs, no? And then suddenly mafe-feel ng mga agnostics na para bang discriminated sila. No, we want to
Yung
avoid that. We don't want that to happen. For us, ang verbiage natin dyan is, hey, we're offering this spiritual activities, we're offering these spiritual programs for our mental health and spiritual well-being. You can experience it because it's a benefit from the company. You can take it, no, but we are not forcing you to believe in it. No, you get the difference there. At the end of
yeah.
the day, it's a person's choice. You just offered them the opportunity to realize something that he may not be seeing now, but he may end up needing.
I would like to read
Kumbaga,
a
kung
question
meron, yeah.
that's given by Miss Marian Serrano Villanueva that you've answered lang a while ago is how to start without being preachy ang dating kasi maraming pinagdadaanan ng mga employees na maraming nade-demotivate how to start. And I think you've answered that a while ago. We have a second question by Dustin Hoson, how is this app different from Calm? Uy, ang gwapo naman ni Dustin. O sige, go ahead.
First of all, Dustin, yung profile picture mo, yan ang favorite Korean actor ko. Si
Uy, dumating yan last month yata. Oh, go.
Oo. So, ang Calm, Calm is one of the players in the meditation scene. The main difference of Calm is purely secular. Wala siyang spirituality na kasama doon, no? Halo is not shy in saying, hey, we are a faith-based app, but we are backed by science. No, yung mental health content natin doon, makikita nyo lahat yon created by Catholics and non-Catholics practitioners of mental health and psychology. So, yun yung main difference. Oo.
We have a very long question from the floor. JVC, are HRs nowadays afraid to ask about employee spiritual or meditation activity preferences? Kasi hinahayaan na lang nila to go with the flow about the workplace environment. Pansin ko lang kadalasan may division amongst teams and gumagawa ang mga empleyado ng kanya-kanya nilang tropahan para makahanap ng gustong konfidante. And nagpo-forget na ang pag-meditate, prayers, or mental health cleaning. Ano po ang comment ninyo dito? Thank you.
Ayan. JV, maalala mo, nung college tayo sa HR formation natin, di ba, meron tayong subject na Human Behaviors in Organization, HBO. Naalala natin yan. And one of the things that we learned there is change is something na, one of the things we would learn is natural for employees to form groups or cliques. Kasi syempre, tao tayo, no? We would gravitate towards people na close natin. For example, in a company, kung ka-close ko si Tina at si Sir Alan, wala namang masama na kami yung magkaka-clicks, no? But it would be good to provide opportunities for people to get to know each other. So I'll give you a concrete example. In the last employer that I had for many years, there was a apparent division between the older employees and the younger employees. Nangyayari yan, di ba, Sir Alan? Parang pag naghihiwalay yung mga bata, yung mga medyo mas matagal na sa company, and there are some
Thunders versus Bagets.
Hindi naman. I didn't use the labels, ha? Ikaw gumamit yan,
How
sir.
they label it.
Yeah. But so what we did was, we tried creating experiences na parehas silang magkakaroon ng samahan. So of course, a team building can be there. The second is sports. No? So we tried offering, the HR, our department back then, gumawa kami ng sports program. Laro ng volleyball. Okay, next time, bowling naman. So it's a natural thing. Like, hindi ka kasi gagawa ng program, Tina, di ba, na bigla mong haharapin lahat ng empleyado mo. Okay, now, kailangan lahat kayo wala ng clicks, kailangan mag-usap-usap kayo, kailangan magkomunikate sa isa't isa. Wala, hindi natin pwedeng gawin yun. We have to respect freedom eh. It has to be
Mm.
natural. So ano yung
Mm.
natural way for us
Mm.
to blend and blend them with one another? Make them friends. Make them
Mm.
friends. Let it flow naturally. Create activities, some workplace practices na pwedeng mag-usap talaga sa'yo. For example, shadowing. Okay, another HR principle. We do this in performance management, di ba? Like, a senior employee will mentor a younger employee to get him exposed about his role, etc. So, yeah, we could be creative about it. Pero yung pinakasimple, pakainin mo sila magkakasama. Team building activities, paglaruin mo, lalo ng mga Pilipino, pag puro lalaki pa yan, mahilig yan sa inuman, mahilig sa kainan. So these are natural activities. And then doon magkakaroon ng tinatawag nating personal encounters. Okay? And then once the community is glued, once people know more about each other's personal lives, hindi lang yung trabaho nila, once they talk about things that they're interested in, hobbies, then of course the HR can roll out a survey. Okay?
Mm.
It's not foreign for HR practitioners to roll out employee engagement surveys, in the learning development surveys, and then put there, part of mental health. How do you
Mm.
take care of yourself when you're stressed? Or what are the problems that you are experiencing? In Halo, we have this monthly check-ins. No, our HR sends us surveys on our mental health well-being. We're
Mm.
rating our as a sense of burnout at work, no, kung kami ba nahihirapan kami. And then from there, nakikita na okay, ito yung kailangan ng employees. Ito yung
Mm.
gusto ng employees. Therefore, this is what we can give. I'll give you another concrete example. One of
Mm.
the things that our HR discovered in Halo, we are a lean team, Tina and
Mm.
Alan, no? Worldwide, less than 100 ang full-time employees ng Halo, including me. And then we rolled out. Sobrang lean and yet we are a huge company in terms of clientele, di ba? So, amazing. How does that happen? How do we keep our employees
Mm.
motivated? Merong regular survey. Like, what do you need? And then we have this group of people called the Samaritan team. Okay, it's an
Mm.
HR initiative. Ang ganda kasi alam niyo yung story ng Good Samaritan, di
Mm.
ba?
Mm.
And kung ano yung needs ng isang empleyado na outside of work, let's say, kailangan ng pambayad sa ganito or, whatever needs. Gustong mag-aral, walang scholarship, or mayroong gustong matutunan, hindi alam paano. The HR gets creative in how to implement that. And in one of the surveys, lumabas na a lot of employees are struggling with health issues and also some mental health stuff. And one of the things they wish the company is they wish from the company is to provide a health intervention. So what the company did, they gave us subsidy for gym memberships. No, so again, not all companies should do that. No, iba-iba naman yung situation, yung culture, yung industry. I'm just giving you an example na okay pala, when you roll out a survey, when there's a
Mm.
culture of transparency, openness, and trust, magkakaroon pala ng mutual communication. The HR will know what the employees need, and the HR can be creative in addressing those needs. I don't know if I answered the question, Tina, no, and Sir Alan.
Mm.
Mhm.
Merong nagtanong, ito ang pangalan niya ay si Marian Serrano Villanueva. My concern is how will you start a program like that now na hindi preachy ang dating? Of course, maraming pinagdaanan ang mga employees dating demotivated sa kumpanya. Paano hindi siya magiging preachy if you're going to roll it out? Lalo na if you're going to take it from the perspective na sponsored siya ng a religion, like in our case, Catholic. Ito ba'y possible na hindi ka maging preachy kapag ginawa mo siyang employee engagement activity? Paano
Yeah,
gagawin mo?
I think I addressed that specific concern kanina, read by Tina. But just to add on it, yeah, in the Philippines, there are companies which really do a lot of spiritual activities that are open to all. They're not forced. One of the things that we have to remember for HR practitioners is let us not force our people to go through spiritual activities if they're not ready. Keep it open. Keep it there and tell them about the benefits of it. But if one person really doesn't wanna take it, it's okay. We cannot.
Na-experience ko yan, Burns, in
Oo.
one of my clients, nagko-conduct ako regularly ng seminars.
Mhm.
One time, I opened it with a short invocation, a prayer. Pero sinabihan ako ng HR manager, Alan, please skip na lang the invocation. Kasi kahit gawin mong neutral yung invocation mo, there are some employees na hindi niya sinabing word pero ang dating na-offend
Yep.
dun sa invocation or prayer. So tinanong ko lang, curious, bakit? Hindi niya masagot. Basta yun na lang,
Yes.
walang prayer sa simula. Diretso na agad. Sabi ko, sige, yun ang gusto niyo eh.
Yes,
Nagsarili na
yes.
lang ako ng prayer. Something like
Right.
that. Kaya tama ka na kailangan meron tayong approach na hindi sila
Yes.
ma-isolate or ma-polarize. Something
Right.
like that. Eh,
Right.
isa na
Right.
We're
lang question.
almost. Mm.
There is a thin line between prayers and meditation. Can we clarify? Can you clarify this to our viewers? Kasi nalilito sila sa prayers and meditation and yung mga mindfulness meditation, etc. Baka pwede mong ipaliwanag sa kanila kung ano yung kaibahan.
Mhm. Mhm. For sure. First, I wanted to add dun sa kanina na concern na it's really important that all HR programs, including spiritual benefits, are in line with the company culture. That's why I said that
Yun, yun.
these are stuff that I am not imposing. These are stuff that we are proposing because this is an angle, this is a perspective that you guys can consider. But at the end of the day, you, the HR practitioners working in specific companies with specific culture, you can do a pulse check. You are the barometer of where the organization stands. If this doesn't fit in your culture, then there should be other ways for you, creative ways for you to think of how to integrate meditation or meditative practices. It may not be through an app, or it can be through an app, but perhaps not Halo. I'm not saying Halo is the only app that right there. You can
Mm.
Google meditation apps. It just so happened that I am.
Number one kayo.
Yeah, it just so happened that we are number one in the Catholic Christian space, but it doesn't mean that all the others are inferior. Of course, no, pag
Mm.
narinig ng boss ko to. No, I want to be
Oo.
fair. Let's be fair. There are
Mm.
other apps that are trying to do what we're doing. But I am offering to you what we have. But
Mm.
just like any piece of advice, it can be a food for thought. You can try it. If
Mm.
it doesn't work for
Mm.
you, if it's not for you, then it's okay. Doesn't make
Mm.
any of us lesser of people, right? So
Mm.
that's something. It's an invitation which you can explore. Now, what
Mm.
about prayer, meditation, and mindfulness? They are all
Mm.
similar, but the difference lies on whom you are talking to. If you're talking to a
Mm.
Catholic Christian, katulad namin nila Tina and perhaps Sir Alan, no, we are Christians. Prayer for us is our way of communicating to a divine being we call God. Okay? It's our
Mm.
way of personal communication. It's a lateral communication. You
Mm.
know, Prayer
Mm.
and meditation mean the same thing, basically.
Mm.
But for others who are come from different faith backgrounds, meditation can simply mean, being silent, breathing, breathe out, do
Mm.
that for the next 1 minute, just relax your
Mm.
senses. You
Mm.
don't necessarily think of a specific being or a deity, but you're trying to calm yourself down. You're trying to think, what are my deliverables for the day? How can I do it
Mm.
well? This is a secular meditation in action, which
Mm.
is not
Mm.
evil. No, it is not evil. What we're trying to say is in the Christian meditation, there is something that's added onto it that for us who believe in a higher being completes the circle. No, but in
Mm.
no way we're saying that secular meditation shouldn't be done. In fact,
Mm.
it is something that we all do. Di ba? Tatahimik ka,
Mm.
meditate. Ngayon, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is a practice of being mindful. Hey,
Mm.
naalala ko merong isang estudyante dati sa dating school na pinagtuturuan ko, niyak siya. Grade 5 to
Mm.
ha, very beautiful example to.
Mm.
Grade 5 na, Tina Alan, iyak na iyak. Sabi ko, so what happened to you? Sir, my classmates are mad at me, but you know what, sir? My dad taught me mindfulness. Oh, grade 5, ah? Oh, so what did your dad teach you? My dad taught me that when I am sad, I need to recognize my emotion. Oh, tama. Oh, mindfulness, ha? Anong nararamdaman mo ngayon? Okay, next.
Mm.
When I was talking to the students, so what are you feeling now, sir? I'm really, really sad. And then before I even was able to ask my next question, my student said, "My dad told me the second question I need to ask in mindfulness is where are the feelings coming from?" See,
Mm.
grade 5, marunong pa sa atin mag-meditate ng mindfulness. So sabi niya,
Mm.
"Oh, sir, I am sad because I snitched and then my classmate yada yada." So mindfulness, my friends,
Mm.
is not always spiritual. I'm not always religious, no? Sometimes we just have to be mindful. Okay, ano ba naramdaman ko? Okay, ito yung naramdaman ko. Bakit ko ito naramdaman? Because of this. So, paano ko maiiwasan itong bagay na ito? It's just really reflection. Now, it
Mm.
becomes better if you believe in the spiritual dimension of our being, na may grasya yan, no? When you do spiritual meditation or
Mm.
mindfulness, invoking the grace of God, then there is an added help that is beyond us. Okay, we know that. But that is something we
Mm.
cannot impose. No, we live in a very
Mm.
pluralistic society that we
Mm.
have to respect where each and every person is coming from, especially religion, because that is very
Mm.
personal. So again, to summarize,
Mm.
in our programs, we never impose. We
Mm.
only impose.
Any other last words? Tapos after that, kay Coach Allen na I'll end the show.
All right.
Burns.
Thank you
Take
so
this
much for the
take this
opportunity.
opportunity.
Thank you for this opportunity of being able to share with you. And I hope whatever form it will take, you can start developing programs and practices in your organization that gives people the breathing space to meditate, to connect to themselves, to connect to a higher being if they believe in a deity or God, and to basically take care of the non-tangible needs of our employees, which are here in the heart. No? So remember the whole person approach in HR: mind, heart,
Mm.
body, and soul.
Mm. Mentor Allen, last words po?
Okay. Um, I've been studying meditation since college, and I've not only read books, but I've experienced joining different spiritual and meditation groups. No, um, yoga, pranic healer society, etc., etc. In fact, until now, we have that group. No, um, we are in the middle of a lot of crisis in the as a global phenomena, right? And importante yung mga activities or programs like this because we have been so much bombarded with a lot of lies, a lot of programmings that are heading towards materialism. Nakalimutan natin yung spirituality. Maganda yung mga apps na ganito, whether it's secular or religious-based, dahil napupukaw ulit yung spirituality ng tao. And I hope that HR practitioners or in the corporate, we support this, no? We support activities like this dahil yun ang ambag natin to help awaken mankind again in its spirituality. Dahil nagiging materialistic tayo, nakakalimutan natin na body and soul tayo, puro body na lang. That's why I support programs like this. Ang ano ko lang, ang concern ko lang is that we really have to educate our employees. Kahit konti-konti, unti-unti nating i-open yung kanilang mind sa mga bagay na to. That's why siguro inumpisa nila sa mindfulness. Mindfulness is simply being conscious of your consciousness, being aware of the goings on of your mind and your feelings and relating with it, no? Being conscious of your core and eventually yung sinasabing spirituality of meditation patungo doon dapat yung higher level of meditation like yung yoga ngayon tingnan mo puro asanas lang yan, physical exercises, but beyond asanas is yung spiritual aspect of yoga. Yun dapat ang patunguhan, the ultimate level of these exercises to awaken the consciousness of mankind to the spiritual of dimension. Patungo dapat doon. Now, in the corporate world, hindi natin magagawa ng agad-agad yan. Because ang daming magkaka-contradiction ng mga reliyon, debate tungkol sa scripture, kami tama, kayo mali, etc., etc. nasisira tuloy yung real objective na ipukawin yung spirituality ng tao regardless of what religion you belong to. I think we can see hope with the meditation practices, be it secular or religious based. No? Kasi when you say meditation, hindi lang yung pagiging still-minded mo, hindi lang yung concentration ability mo, but eventually after being able to connect your mind, your body with your higher self, doon na mabubuksan yung mga bagay na to. And HR, kung gusto po ninyong tumulong, malaking bagay magagawa ng HR. Ang isang obstacle lang dyan, yung culture. Sabi nga nitong yung nagsabi, Facebook group, you have to check first with the culture or else it will face a lot of resistance. But I think your topic needs a sequel. No? Buti na lang by April 30, I will be the guest speaker and I'll talk about meditation in the workplace plus the mental health side of doing meditation in the workplace. Because I've done this with one of my clients. We regularly meditate every week noon. At na-introduce namin yung different meditation. And it's good that the owner himself wants meditation to be introduced in the office without necessarily touching on the religion. Yung secular and scientific approach, yun. Kaya I have a program like that, Power of Gratitude Intelligence, invoking on gratitude and GQ to be practiced in the workplace. Nag-click siya dahil hindi siya religious kundi science, quantum physics, psychology, neuroscience, etc. ang approach. Yun lang po aking may-share dyan sa bagay na ito. Yes, Ma'am
And
Tina.
for my last words, in our organization, I hire people from different religions. Later on, pag nag-hire na kami, saka lang namin, oh, Muslim ka pala, Catholic ka pala, Iglesia ni Cristo ka pala. Because apparently, Iglesia ni Cristo and Catholics don't like to group themselves with each other. And I think it's very important that the leaders, the company leaders and the HRs always maintain an open stance with regards to people's beliefs. Kasi sometimes there's a risk na if the owner is Catholic, he would prefer or want that all of the people are Catholic. Or if the owner is Iglesia ni Cristo, he would insist on always trying to convert people. But we have to remember that even Jesus Christ was not forceful in converting people. He always just laid everything down there. And it's really up to God and the Holy Spirit to touch the heart of the person. So the job of HR leaders is merely to sow seeds, di ba? By actually being role models. Kasi a lot of people are so afraid on expressing their own spirituality because they're afraid of being judged as a Catholic, as an Iglesia ni Cristo, as a Muslim. And a lot of people especially in the Western world, we can see this trend na nobody wants to pray anymore. Nobody wants to talk about God anymore because it's considered to be taboo or even illegal. And I don't want that to happen in the Philippines. Kasi for me, one of the best things about living in a democracy is that everybody can can be themselves, believe in who they want to believe, and actually live harmoniously with each other. And this was achieved in Singapore and in Malaysia. Like if you go to these countries, you can see that the Muslims and the Catholics and the Christians and the Buddhists all work together in the same company, all harmoniously. Because when you work, it's all about performance naman eh. You don't give somebody a break just because they share the same religion as you. So, first point, let's not be afraid in introducing our own religions into the workplace. Let's not hide who we are, nor should we also fight and try to convert people into what we believe in. Kasi kanya-kanya naman yan eh, hindi ba? The second naman is, I think spirituality and mindfulness is something that people should also target. Because if it's just salary, compensation, benefits, and total rewards that HRs are always spewing, lagi kang matatalo because there's always another company that will offer better rewards and compensation. Employees stay because they love the company, they love the people they work with, they love their bosses. They never stay because of the money or the location. They always stay because of the people there, regardless of religion. So we need to remind our employees about what's more important than money and compensation and benefits. There's always the belief of a higher power, as what Burns was saying. Doesn't matter what religion you are, most religions believe in a higher power. Most religions believe in the concept of right and wrong. 'Di ba? Minsan kasi wala sa rules and regulations. Sasabihin natin, saan naman nakasulat sa rules and regulations? Teka, teka, teka. There's the principle of common sense, the principle of the common good, and the principle of right and wrong. Kung mali, wag mo nang gawin. Kung bastos, wag mo nang sabihin. There's that. Not everything is listed in the company rules and regulations. Lastly, we have to be role models, right? Because ang pinakapangit about spirituality is that those that are loud in expressing their spirituality are those that are pinaka-hypocrite. Sila yung pinaka-pasaway, pinaka-makulit, pinaka-nagnanakaw, pinaka-sinungaling. Right? Pinaka-nanghuhulog ng tao, backstabbers. Backstabbers.
Pinaka-immoral.
Pinaka-immoral, pinaka-hindi marunong mag-manage ng tao. If you're going to bring your religion to work, make sure that you are a very good brand ambassador for that religion. Because if you're going to say, I'm a Christian, and you're not Christian at work, Kristiyano ka lang for 2 hours on a Sunday, people will not want to be like you. People will not want to believe in your beliefs because you're the worst spokesperson for that religion. Nobody wants to follow a hypocrite. So we have to, if you're going to be religious, if you're going to be spiritual, if you're going to show you're meditating and praying, make sure you are exercising, you are the best model for your beliefs. Always put yourself on a higher level. Always do the right thing. Always treat everyone fairly, even if they share a different beliefs as you. Always be that person na kahit walang tumitingin, ikaw pa rin yung titingnan ng tao sa napaka-maprinsipyo. And I think it's very important because so many company leaders forget that when you get to that position, you're held up to a higher level. And if there is nothing more higher level than religion, if you're going to say you're a Catholic, be a good Catholic. If you're saying you're a good Christian, be a good Christian. Don't be a backstabber. Diba? And for me, I would like to invite Burns again. Again, Hallow is the #1 meditation app on the Catholic space and has millions of downloads. Okay. And with the HR Cafe as a code, you can get free access to it. So I encourage you to try lang. Try Hallow, try Calm. And thank you so much for another weekend learning habit. And we hope that you join us again next Sunday for another HR Cafe episode. Usapang trabaho, buhay, and iba pa. Thank you so much, guys. Happy Sunday.
All is
Bye.
well. Namaste. All right.